Well, welcome to the beautiful Chasm BC, the Grand Canyon of British Columbia. If you look behind me, you can see the towering cliff walls, and if you look in front of me, you can see it stretches as far as the eye can see. This place is beautiful, and I'm here vanlifing. One thing I do need to say is that technically, I believe it's pronounced chasm. Okay, welcome back to the channel, and welcome to episode 2 of my epic van life road trip. If you see, I got the van there, and the lakeside is there. I just had breakfast there, and we're about to hit the road. I've been hanging out. I hung out with my family. I hung out with some friends, played some disc golf, but I didn't come here to hang out with my family, friends, and play disc golf. I came to do some cool stuff, so we're gonna get out of town. So, van, hello. Well, now I look uncool talking to the camera. Anyways, we're about to get out of town. I'm headed, I think I got 3.5 hour driving today. We're gonna head to Kamloops, get some supplies, and then we're getting out of town. We're gonna go find something cool to do. So, let's go. So after my stressful start to this trip, with episode 1's check engine light fiasco, it was nice to be able to hit the road proper today. The last couple of days, I had barely been vanlifing at all. First, I had spent a night at my parents' house. Then the next couple of nights I had spent camping with some friends that were on a disc golf road trip. It was nice to slow down and be on vacation, but this is a business trip. This being my 3rd year taking a big van life road trip, I expect to be doing even more than I did last year, which was even more than I did the first year. This year's trip is going to be bigger, longer, and feature way more shorts than before. Seriously, watch my daily shorts. All that sounds great, but it all does start with really getting out of town. And also some supplies. Okay, I just stopped at Freshco for some supplies. You can see it there. And also, a side note, it is hot. So I got a nice cold drink. I really would like to go to a lake or river and go for a swim, but I do not think that's going to be a possibility. I got another hour and a half, an hour 35 minutes. I already been driving for like 2 hours to get to my special secret location. But it's not going to be by any water, so it's going to be hot. That's the van life. We're going to be van lifing in the heat. So let's hit the road. As I head towards that secret location, let's just appreciate the road. These long driving days aren't always the best, but they're an essential part of the van life. They're hot, kind of uncomfortable, seemingly monotonous, but also incredibly interesting. You see yourself travel through multiple different climate zones. I even drove through 3 totally different landscapes today, which is pretty wild and a sure sign that we're getting somewhere. So love them or hate them, without long driving days like this, we wouldn't be going anywhere. Okay, I've just pulled up into this parking lot here. If you look over there, there is a dog. I got some water because it looked like it might be thirsty. It was not thirsty, but its name is Isla. I looked at the collar. It says it is not lost, so I'm going to trust it. Apparently it lives on this road, as per the caller. Anyways, I'm here. I just drove like 3.5, 4 hours in the heat, and I'm officially at my location, and I'm excited. Like I said, I got a dog, a little dog visitor. But if I come over here, I'll show you the views that we got going. I stopped at this place on my way back from Bowren last year, and it was awesome, so I'm doing it again, except I would like to explore it further. But as you can see, some pretty wicked views. This is Chasm BC. Oh, what's this, bud? Oh. But this is a good place to camp, basically, because I'm in some shade. Nice parking lot, pretty remote. And further down, just like, I don't know, 200 yards or something like that, there is facilities. As in, there's outhouses. So I have everything I need here. I am just stopping through. I'll be out of here tomorrow. But this is a great place to stop. What do I want to say? The van drove great. Drove pretty good. I am no longer concerned about my check engine light. Whatever happened, non-issue. It has not been on. It is, yeah, it's driving good. It climbs kind of up those hills. A little rough, but it is what it is. I think it's going to be fine. Oh. Everybody needs some shade. So yeah, the van's driving good. It feels good to be somewhere. But with that being said, I'm gonna hang out, chill, pet my dog, and yeah, and I'll come back for dinner or something like that. But long day, long drive. No, it's okay, bub. Oh, what's up, bud? Oh, bub. Okay, welcome back to my gravel parking lot cooking show. Today, I'm about to work some magic with some gifted food that my mom gave me. So when I was visiting my mom, she was very worried that I was going to be underfed, which I don't know why she thought I was going to be underfed, but that's besides the point. My mom gave me some previously frozen fresh pasta from HelloFresh. Fresh. She gave me 2 packs. She gave me 2 prime rib patties, pre-cooked, leftovers from the freezer. And then I got a random sauce pack that I believe came with the HelloFreshes that had this pasta in there. So with that, basic ingredients, we're gonna work some magic. First things first, I got my fry pan out, and we'll get the stove lit. Then we'll get some olive oil, avocado oil. I only have room for 1 oil, but this is Italian, so olive oil would probably be better. Get in the pot, and then I pre-cut some green pepper and some onion. So we're gonna get the onion cooking first, and then we'll add the green pepper later. Yeah. Okay, the onions have been on here for a few minutes, so we're gonna add some green pepper. Originally, I was gonna go with red pepper, but green pepper was $1 cheaper per pound. So the green pepper and onion is starting to look good. So we're gonna fire up the second side of the stove. And we're gonna put a pot of water on to boil. And then we're gonna wait for it to boil. So my pepper and onion mix is starting to look really good. So we're gonna add our old patties. Again, prime rib patties, care of mom. We're gonna add them into the fry pan to heat up. And then we're gonna break them apart. And we're gonna add sauce. I'll be honest, I'm skeptical about using this sauce. It looks pretty mediocre, but I have tomato paste. I think I'm gonna go with the sauce, but I am skeptical. Instead, I would just go with tomato paste. Anyways, I think these patties are too hard to break up. I'm gonna have to cut them. Okay, we are officially going with packaged sauce. I had to turn it down, it's getting aggressive. And we'll go with some tomato paste. And then we're gonna go with some garlic and herb seasoning. And a little more oil. My water is now boiling. So it's time for some pasta. And throw that. 1 bag. I think we're doing 2 bags. Otherwise this is gonna get wasted. And I don't want to disappoint my mom in her effort to feed me. Also, you're supposed to salt pasta water. Okay, that is pretty good, so that is off. Now we're gonna grab a strainer, and we're gonna do this. And we're throwing that into the pot, and then we're gonna stir it up real good. Let's scoop that up there. Outside. I'll give that one final dusting. Looks good to me. There you go. Gravel parking lot. Leftovers from mom's house. Red pepper, onion, prime rib patty. See how it goes. That's pretty good. For what it is, it's pretty good. That patty, a little dry, if I'm honest with you. I don't want to complain. I got it for free. With that being said, I'm going to eat some dinner, save the rest for leftovers. Then I'm going to join my spot. I might watch the sunset over there. Then hole up for the night. Yeah, it should be a good night, actually. I'm excited. Well, I have officially retreated into bed here. And if you're wondering what this sexy green hue is, these are my new mood lights. I believe I had ones that were just single colored last year, but these ones change color and they're brighter. Anyways, so I'm just gonna go to bed and I'll see you in the morning and we're gonna go do some hiking. Good morning. It is 8 a.m. I just woke up. I've been up for a few minutes, but not that long. Anyways, I thought I was gonna wake up as soon as the sun kind of got up this morning. But if you look, I'm gonna turn this light off again. It is quite dark in here. I got a little bit of leakage up there, but it is very dark in here, and it is cozy and comfortable, and I slept in. Anyways, I'm gonna go just down the street where the other parking lot is, go to the bathroom, and then we're gonna go hiking into the chasm, whatever. So we are officially headed out for our hike. As you can see, the view starts there, and then this is the trail. It follows along the fence, and it's gonna weave through into the forest, and I believe is gonna take us way down on that side. I don't know exactly how far it'll go, nor do I know how far I will go, but I think it should be pretty interesting. It'll be neat if it goes down, but also if it just stays up on top, it'll also be cool. Either way, there's gonna be some pretty wicked views, I assume. So let's get after it. So this chasm is a 5 kilometer long, 600 meter wide, and 300 meter tall canyon that's been slowly carved out by melting glacial waters flowing through a lava plateau. This unique geological formation, often called the Painted Chasm, has given rise to a provincial park, and the town itself is named after it, Chasm BC, even though I like Chasm more. Well, it's kind of opened up for the first good viewpoint of the hike. If you look over there, right about there, you can see the sign that was by where I parked last night and spent the night. But just outrageous views. Anyways, onward. The trail continues to hug the side of the canyon, which leads me to a public service announcement about safety. First of all, always be safe. But be extra safe when you're traveling alone. As I'm still early on this trip, it's also a good reminder to me. The further I get out on this trip, risk management will always be top of mind. That's why it's nice to ease my way into these things slowly. This trip will get more adventurous, but it's a marathon, not a sprint. So as I wind my way inland, on a horse trail, through a ponderosa pine forest, I realize that that's good enough for today. Well, there's now a tree in my way. It is blocking the path. I think I could probably get around it, but I don't think I'm going to. If I look at my map here on Strava, I've gone 3.8K in an hour. And if I look at my map, you can see where I'm at here. That's where I started from. But this map, if you see the trail, it kind of leads inland for quite a ways before eventually going down into the chasm itself. And I feel like maybe I'm halfway to where it goes down, and I'm just not fully prepared for that hike. That's longer than I wanted to do. That's longer than I'm going to do. And I was hoping for a better view. This trail started with such fantastic views, and there was a couple along the trail, but now we've gone inland. It is, well, it's kind of neat, but when you start with those epic views, you kind of want them to continue. You don't really want to just look at some forest and have a bunch of birds in the trees scaring the crap out of you when they fly away. So I think this is my turnaround point. You know, no big deal. Not the end of the world. We came, we saw, we didn't conquer. We turned around. So let's go back. We can admire the views at the beginning for a little longer, and then we'll hit the road again. So from here, I walk back up the trail, and then I spend some time admiring the views that I never should have left. Then I was soon back in the van, driving the highway, and faster than you could say Sugar Shack, it's time for a food review. So we were officially out in front of the Sugar Shack in 70 Mile House, and I got a smoked meat sandwich and a poutine. They're famous for smoked meat and poutine, so I'm eating a smoked meat sandwich and poutine. So first things first, I'll show you the smoked meat sandwich, and it came with pickles. So let's throw the pickle on there, and well, let's get a napkin. Let's go. That's a good sandwich. That is a really good sandwich. You can really taste the smoke. There's not a lot to it. Mustard, pickle, meat. That was very good. Drink some water. It is gonna be hot, so you gotta stay hydrated. And we'll try this poutine, fries, curds, gravy. Still a little warm. Quite hot, I guess. Hot. It's a good poutine. But with that being said, I think I like the smoked meat sandwich better. But maybe that's just me. Anyways, I'm gonna finish this off. Then you hit the road, but that's it for this episode. I don't even know what I did this episode. Hitting the road, finally getting somewhere. Chasm BC, 70 Mile House, the Sugar Shack, and on to the next one.